Hello everyone and welcome to day 11. How are you all feeling? Are you feeling the benefits yet in the body, in the mind? We're joined by not a dog today but a little fly that's just flown in front of the screen. So that'll be a nice addition to us all. And we're going to have a bit of fun today. We're going to do a few balances. So if you need to grab a chair or put yourself against a wall, then we'll do that. But we are going to start off again by centering ourselves, maybe some nice neck stretches just to open up the body, and then we'll get into a few balancing poses. So like I always say, getting yourself into a comfortable seat, either stood, lying down on your back maybe, or sitting up, just whilst we tune into our breathing. So we're not going to use a pranayama technique today. We're just going to come into our normal breath just to help center ourselves. But again, if we can breathe in and out through the nose, that's always a benefit. Of course, if you need to breathe out the mouth because you've got a blocked nose or it just doesn't feel good to breathe in and out through the nose, then go ahead and do that. So if it feels good for you and comfortable for you, maybe taking the opportunity to close your eyes and resting your hands wherever feels comfortable in the body. We're just going to start to tune in to our own natural pace of breath. Feeling the air as it travels in through the nose, all the way down to the lungs. How it inflates the chest, opening up the ribs. And how on the exhale it travels all the way back up, the ribs move back in, and the air leaves us at the very tips of our nostrils. Maybe just taking the time to ground down into any points of contact that you have with the earth. Maybe your feet or your sit bones. And just feel the support of the earth holding you in this present moment. And once more, just being grateful for being able to still yourself this time out of your day, to practice yoga, to stretch the body, and then when you're ready, dropping the chin towards the chest, and blinking the eyes open to a point in front before returning the gaze back into the room. Hi. So we are going to start off with some stretches. So again, in whichever position you are in, sat on the floor, sat on a chair. You can do this standing, but you'll see there's a point where it's probably more beneficial to have some point of contact for your fingertips. So we're just going to start off just by starting off with a nice big breath in, inhaling, rolling the shoulders up and back, and exhaling, just letting them drop all the way down the back, bring the shoulder blades together. We'll do that again. Inhale, shrugging the shoulders up and back, and exhaling to dropping them all the way back down. We'll do that one more time. And then we're just going to keep those shoulders all the way nice and down. We're going to do a few nice neck stretches. So the inhale, we're going to imagine elongating up through the spine. Bring this lovely crown of the head up towards the ceiling above. Then on the exhale, dropping that left ear down towards the left shoulder. Opening up the right side of our neck. Remember to breathe here. And then if it feels good and you want to increase the stretch further, you can start tipping that chin up towards the top left-hand corner of the room. Noticing how this changes the stretch. And just being mindful that we don't want this right shoulder to start jumping up. We want to keep that all the way nice and down. And if you are on the floor, we're going to send our right fingertips all the way to touch the mat or the floor down on our right hand side. Just noticing how this increases the stretch all the way down, even coming through the top of the arm. If you're not sat on the floor, you're sat on a chair, then just dropping the hand down the side of the chair. Or if you're stood up, you could just be reaching out to your right hand side. With your next inhale, bring that right hand back onto the thigh. And we're going to slowly, mindfully roll the head down, Bring the chin back to the midline of the body. Then with your next inhale, bring the gaze back up into the room. Before we do the same on the other side. So inhale to lengthen. And exhale to drop that right ear down towards the right shoulder, being conscious that we don't want that left shoulder to creep up. And today this may be enough of a stretch for you, or you can start tipping your chin up to that top right hand corner of the room this time, just increasing that stretch further. And again, option to then send that left hand out, down to the side, bring it onto the mat or the floor, or to the side of the chair, or if you are standing, just stretching it out to the left side, just to increase that stretch ever so slightly further. It's a lovely stretch if we spend a lot of time sat in front of our computers, at a desk, maybe even just hunched over our phone. Inhale to bring that left hand back in onto the top of the thigh. Then we're just going to slowly roll that chin all the way down and back up to center before bringing the gaze back into the room. That's lovely. I'm going to do a bit more movement just to warm up the back just before we go into our stretches. So inhale to sweep up and overhead. And exhale to float all the way back down. Again, coming in time with our breath. The breath guides the movement. So inhale to sweep up. Bringing the hands to close in a prayer pose at the top. Either fingertips or fingertips and palms to touch. Then exhale, open the arm wide, sending them all the way back down. Inhale one more time, hands up to center. Then exhale, bring those hands down the midline of the body in our lovely Anjali Mudra, our prayer pose. We're going to open up the chest again with our breath. So on the inhale this time, we're going to open the arms out wide, open up the chest to the sky. And then exhale, we're going to bring the hands forward, interlacing the fingers in front as we drop our chin towards our chest, opening up the back body. Then once more, inhale to open up the arms, this time sending the palms up towards the sky, chest open. And exhale, bring the hands back in front. See if you can interlace with a different index finger on top of the hands this time. And again, returning once more into our inhale, opening up the chest. Doing one more exhale, alternating the finger that sits on top of that clasp at the front, dropping the chin to the chest, the tailbone under. Then we're just going to bring the hands all the way back down on our sides. So making our way up onto our mat now. We're going to have a bit of fun with our balancing poses. So if you're not feeling very confident, or you just like it as a support, bring in a chair, propping a chair, you can use it to balance here. Or if you're lucky enough to have a wall by you, just make sure that that wall's available, just so you can put your hand out if you do find yourself wobbling. I'm going to try and do it without any props, but it's nice to know that I have this wall here just in case I need. So coming to face the front of the mat, we're just going to start paddling out those feet. So alternately lifting those heels as we warm up the legs. And we'll start off just doing our traditional tree pose. I like to bring in a bit of visualization to the practice. So first of all, we're just going to spread all 10 toes as wide as we can, making a nice big base for ourselves. Ideally having the feet underneath our hips. And then with that left foot, we're going to imagine our left foot growing down roots, and they're going to grow into the ground, cementing that left foot into the ground. With an inhale, we're going to start lifting that right heel up off the mat. And for you today, this may be enough of a balance. Depends on where you are mentally, physically. Again, we're not pushing ourselves. The whole point of this series is to just honour where we are now, not wishing we were anything different, not wishing how we were 10 years ago, or thinking how we're going to be in 5 years' time or 5 months' time. We're just concentrating on what we're capable of now. So we could stay like this, or there is the other option of bringing the sole of that right foot onto the calf, or you could bring it up further onto the inside of that left thigh. Watch me wobble already. There we go. So the only place that we don't want to place that foot is on our knee joint. So if you have got the sole of that foot pressing against the left leg, really create a force between the two. So the leg pushes into the foot and the foot is pushing into the legs. And now your choice of arm pose, make it your own. You could come into that beautiful prayer pose, or you could send your arms out to the sky, or bring the arms up overhead, maybe sending your gaze up towards the ceiling. Again, making this practice as unique as your own and doing what feels good, or you may want to move through the poses. Just picking whatever's good. And we always have our drishti, which is a nice point of focus, which really helps with our balance. And the drishti is just somewhere that we can send our eyes to. So in this case, and with balances, what I like to do is I find a point probably about 9-10 feet in front of me. Maybe it's a mark on the floor. And just send my gaze there. We'll have one more breath here. And on the exhale, slowly, slowly lowering that right foot back down onto the ground. And we may want to pedal out our feet once more. Shake out our hands. Maybe give ourselves a pat on the back. And I'm going to try and do the same on the other side. So setting up for that visualization, spreading those toes in the right foot really wide. Even if it doesn't look like they're moving, just imagine them spreading nice and wide, creating a nice space for you. Imagine those roots growing down through the feet into the floor, securing that foot into the ground, making your anchor. Then when you're ready, we're going to start lifting up that left heel. And again, that may be enough for you today. Placing that left heel onto the ankle. Alternatively, if you can bring it onto the calf or onto the upper thigh. Ooh. Again, remember to create that nice force between the two. And then your choice of arms, you might have found an arm position, a hand position that you like to do that I haven't said. Write that in the comments if there is one that you like. You could do eagle arms. That might really throw me off my balance. But again, remembering that drishti, that focal point, slightly in front of you. They say steady eyes is a steady mind. So we're just going to concentrate on that one point. Making sure the muscles on our face are nice and relaxed. And then when you're ready, you can slowly lower that left foot all the way back down to the floor. Bring those hands back down either side. Again, it always feels really good for me after I've done that to pedal out the feet. Maybe do some nice ankle rotations one way and ankle rotations the other. And when you heard I said balancing poses, you thought they're all going to be upright. Unfortunately, they're not. So we are going to make our way down onto the mat. So just bringing yourself down, however's comfortable, but we would just want to set up so that our bum is towards the middle of the mat. Bringing the hands either side of the body, or you'll find that you'll want to adjust your hands as we start doing this balance pose. So for wherever you are now, just picking a nice pose where they're resting by the sides. And then we're going to work with our breath. So on the inhale, we're just going to lift the left foot up off the mat and drop it down back onto the mat. Right leg comes up and right leg lowers. We're going to work with our breath. So inhale to lift, exhale to lower. Inhale to lift and exhale to lower. And this may be as far as you want to take the balance today. And again, that's absolutely fine. You are honouring your body and it's really beautiful to see. Or the next time we lift that left leg up, we're just going to keep it up. Then we might bring that right hand to join it, coming into our balance. And you can keep your hands either side or bring the arms out, palms facing up, coming into our boat pose. So we're just going to remember to breathe. If you have any lower back sensitivity, just returning the hands onto the floor and continuing with the alternate leg raises. Just taking one more breath here. And exhale, slowly lower those feet back down onto the ground and bring the torso back up into an upright position. We're going to do that one more time. So again, taking the option that feels good for you. Never pushing yourself. Yoga should never hurt. We want to keep that body in that nice, steady, relaxed state. So putting yourself in pain is just going to discourage you from doing yoga in the future. And we want to keep that happiness, that joy in our practice. And if that means that sometimes we don't take it to the next step with yoga, then that's what we need to do. So bring the hands either side again once more. And we'll just go back to working with the breath, lifting alternate legs one at a time. Maybe noticing how the point of contact feels once that foot has returned down to the earth, the sensations you feel in the sole of the feet. And again, you can continue to do this. Well, next time the left leg raises, we're just going to hold it there. And then bring that right leg up to join. An option to bring the arms out, palms facing up. Remembering to keep those muscles on the face nice and relaxed. And there is the option of straightening out the legs as well. As I always profess to you, doing what is good for your body, and today me straightening my legs is not even possible, so I'm not even going to try. Remembering to breathe here. And then exhale, slowly lower the feet back down and bring the torso back into a nice upright position. We're just going to finish it off by doing a few cat and cows in this pose just to help that lower back after those practices. So this time keeping the feet firmly rooted on the mat, the knees up to the ceiling. Inhale, we're just going to open that chest wide. And then exhale like we did at the beginning, rolling that chest forward, interlacing the fingers in front. Inhale to open it wide once more. And the exhale, tucking that chin in, giving yourself a great big hug. Do this one more time. And exhale all the way. Bring the hands back onto either side of the body. We're just going to slowly grab the backs of our thighs. And we're going to lower ourselves down onto the mat, one vertebra at a time. Just going to do a nice release for that lower back. So taking in a nice inhale in through the nose all the way to the belly. And then on the exhale, drawing both knees in towards the chest, interlacing the fingers either in front of the shins or behind the thighs, whatever's available to you. And again, you can rock the body from side to side. Or you can draw nice little circles with the knees in one direction and then the other direction. Before slowly lowering them back down onto the mat. And we'll finish up our practice lying down on our backs, and we'll send ourselves our 4 intentions, and sometimes I like to see these as 4 blessings for ourselves and for others. So maybe putting that spin on it for today's practice. We're going to give ourselves the blessings. So one hand to the heart and one hand to the belly. Giving ourselves the blessing of a joyful and energetic body. Bringing the bottom hand over the heart center, tuning into that heart. We give ourselves the blessing of a loving and compassionate heart. Bringing the hands out in front, fingertips to touch with the palms away from one another. And sending that focus, that third eye centre, the overseer. We set our intention to have a clear, reflective and alert mind. That should also have been our blessing for ourselves. Blessing ourselves with a clear, reflective and alert mind. Finally, bring the palms of the hands to touch and opening just the 3 middle fingers, making a lotus plume. And tuning into that beautiful energy that surrounds our body after our short practice today. We set our final blessing for ourselves, to have lightness in our being. And bring the hands to close in that prayer pose, and drawing that prayer towards your heart. I'm going to roll over now so I can say my proper goodbye. So I just want to wish you all a wonderful rest of the day. Maybe you're doing this in the morning or in the evening. And I very much look forward to seeing you tomorrow if you can make it. Day 12 tomorrow. So from my heart to yours, namaste. And then because I haven't learned the good art of editing, you have me crawling over to end the practice. but wishing you all a lovely rest of your day ahead. Bye bye.